Hey everybody, what is up? Serial Overdrive here, and today I'm playing Entropia Universe. I know you guys have been waiting for me to get back into the game. I've been doing some Gears of War recently. Anyways, what I'm doing today is a 50 PED mining run on Treasure Island. That's this piece of land right here on Amathra, whatever you call it. So this is an old favorite of mine. As some of you guys know, I've part of Treasure Island. So yeah, so I used to like the place a lot. I've had some good luck here, and I figured let's give it a shot. Let's see how it's doing, 2 years after my last mining run here. Because it has been a while. One thing to note is there is a 4% mining tax here, which means it's going to be harder to get our money. That's why I usually don't do land areas. I thought I'd give it a shot just because I usually don't do land areas. So, why not? Got our first claim here. A little bit of cobalt. Let's head in and get that. But yeah, so Treasure Island was actually the first thing to sell in Entropia Universe for a substantial amount of money. Back in, I don't know when, but back in the day, sold for $26,000. Now, it might not seem like, it's a lot. We all know it's a lot, but it might not seem like as much as it actually was, because that was before any of this had been proven, like, before anyone knew what Entropia Universe was going to be, how much money it was actually worth. Treasure Island was sold for $26,000. It set records, put the game on the map, and that's what eventually led to that successful release of Club Never Die, which sold for $100 grand. That's the Never Die avatar bought that with a hurricane bearing down on his location. He just did like the max bid and buyout bid and got it for some insane amount of money. Made headlines everywhere, but Treasure Island started it off, so it's sort of got a place in the lore, right? And that's why it's one of the few land areas that I will actually mine on. I don't know about you guys. Let me know down below in the comments. But have you guys had luck with any land areas? Because really, I haven't. Usually, I'm not getting too much good stuff there. So, again, that's why I usually don't mine on land areas. I'm just making an exception to the rule here. And for those of you that are wondering, I know a few of you care, I'm drinking some Angry Orchard green apple cider today. Pretty good stuff. I recommend it if you like sweet ciders. I just throw that out there because it's something interesting. It gives me something to talk about. And a little bit of a real life reference point, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, let's get going here. Wow, we're already going. I mean, why did I say that? So let's keep going. Let's hope for the best. Hopefully we're gonna get a global, something big, something that's worth seeing. So you guys, I know a few of you talk about doing a more sped up, bigger runs. This is a 50 PED run. This is my attempt at doing a bigger run. It's not gonna be sped up. There's not gonna be any editing involved, but that I'll do something. I'll have something in the works, but I'm real close to buying a new laptop. Once I get that, I'll have a bit more. Well, I'll have a lot better like graphics cards, so I can actually make something that's worth watching, if that makes sense. Left the land area. Now I think I entered one again, so yeah, I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but basically, yeah, there's always a land area that you're on Treasure Island. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, I don't want to go through the time of making like all these cool video effects when what I'm working with isn't even that good, right? Does that make sense? Oh, we got double. Let's drop again. Let's see what we can do here. But yeah, once my computer gets better, hopefully that'll give me some motivation to start making higher quality videos. I'm also about to hit 1,000 subscribers, so thank you for that, everybody. Let me know what videos you want down below, by the way, because the only way I get to keep people is by making videos that they want to see. So it is actually important to me to make videos that you guys want. I don't think anyone can comment below and say I haven't made a video that they've requested, except for the ones where they want a little bit more editing, and I just explained sort of my reasons for that. The other thing is Entropia Universe doesn't have enough viewers for me to do like one edited video a month and get 1 million views or something crazy like that. I don't like editing. I like talking to a computer, playing a video game, just sitting back, having fun, drinking a beer. Editing just brings a whole nother thing into the process. It's not something that I'm good at or something that I really care to excel at, if that makes sense. As far as like video work goes and everything like that, I'm really big into taking photographs and everything like that. But I'm not the guy to go to if you want video editing. I've played with it a little bit. I've seen some of those like insane videos done by people online. I wanted to copy it. I downloaded the software. I had everything going. I couldn't get it. I mean, I know if I put the time in, I could probably figure out something half decent, but I just didn't feel that like click. If you know what I'm talking about. Like, I'm really big into music, right? When I sit down with a new instrument, like there's always like a click where it's like, I got this. Like, oh, this is cool. With video editing, like I gave it 10 hours of my life and I wasn't feeling that click. I wasn't feeling that like snap of interest. So like I'll go back to it. I will, just because everybody seems to want some of that stuff, but it's just not my thing. So yeah, if you're looking for that, you're probably not gonna get it out of me. Sorry. But hey, that's like I've told a few people, like they'll come on the channel and they'll watch stuff and they'll keep requesting, and it's just, you know, sometimes it's just not a good fit. Sometimes this channel doesn't deliver what people want, and you know, that's cool, because that's how it works, really. Like, there's plenty of music out there that I hate, 1,000,000 people love, and that's great. I'm glad that people find stuff that they like. Same with videos. And in Entropia, it's hard just because everybody's looking for someone that plays the game, and it's hard to find just that. So when you find someone that's actually going to be responsive to your requests, you really want to see it, and, you know, it sucks that it can't happen. Also, if any of you guys want to do videos, like edit together videos or anything like that, feel free to go ahead and do that. I mean, it's a great idea, and you could really sort of conquer the space, if you will. Maybe one day I'll be watching your videos. That'd be cool. Because, yeah, obviously this is not, I've told you that before, this isn't a career for me, this is just something fun, so I don't really feel any sort of competition, so if you guys do good, that's great. That's what I'd like to see. This mining run's not going too bad. I think if it wasn't for the tax, I could actually be pulling a profit. But that's just me. See, we keep switching areas, but we're not really getting outside of the taxable area. It's a little bit of a trick. It makes you feel like you're changing. Like you get a better chance at finding something, but the truth is, it's all the same percentage-wise. It's all 4%. Yeah, finding a lot here. This is good. This is good. That's all you can ask for, really, is a lot of good times. And we're getting that. So I can't complain, right? I'm loving this cider. Like, that's one of the things I really like about autumn, right? Get some pumpkin spice coffee, you got pumpkin beer, you got cider. Like, it's just that time of year. And don't get me wrong, I love spring and fall because of the weather, but I love spring and summer because of the weather. But fall, get that beer, get that pumpkin spice, like everything's going good. You got Christmas coming, like it's a pretty good deal in my opinion. I think we have all the holidays during the bad times of year, just because it makes people more inclined to you know, sort of treasure that time of year, rather than just like, oh no, it's gonna snow and it's gonna suck and it's gonna be cold. If that makes sense. I really wish EU would have weather patterns. I know it's not gonna happen. Like, I know there's areas, so like, let's pull this up here. I don't know, I think most of you guys know this, but there's different areas of like Entropia. Like, you've got sort of your ice areas, more tropical. You've got your savannas, got some desert out here, more ice, oil rig islands. I really like that. I really like that variation in climates. That's one thing, like in an MMO, it is hard to build those worlds with variation, with something unique to it. And Entropia has done a good job of sort of varying the terrain. They've had a lot of time to build it, which just makes it all that much better. It really does. So, let's grab this here. Let's see, this video's going pretty good. We're only like 10 minutes in right now, and halfway through, so we're looking at a 20-minute video, which is just about perfect. because I can tell like I'm starting to be a little bit forced with the conversation. Hopefully you guys are still enjoying it, but it's hard just to talk to a screen. I complain about this a lot just because I need something to talk about. It's hard to just talk to a screen now, because when I start rambling, I don't know if I'm rambling in the right direction. And if you're gonna criticize my rambling, you gotta come up with a solution for what I can do. That's the rule for criticism on this channel, at least. If you want to criticize me, I'm good with that. Just make sure you give me some constructive criticism, because that's what we want. We don't want like a bunch of assholes just saying you suck. I don't want a bunch of assholes on this channel just saying you suck. I mean, it happens. But what I really appreciate is people say you suck and here's how you can fix it. Because I'm all about that. And even if I don't follow it, like again with the edited video thing, I'm gonna jump back to that. I'm not gonna do it. I know that, but it's good criticism, really. And the more times I hear it, the more likely I am to actually go ahead and do something. So keep it coming, guys. I'm sure at some point I'm going to do it, especially with 1,000 subs coming up. If I get the time, I want to do something special to mark that occasion. Because it is like, so in YouTube world, there's different levels of YouTubers. Like literally, YouTube defines different levels. Everybody knows you got like that silver play button, gold play button. I think it's diamond and ruby or something like that. So 100,000 subscribers, you get a silver play button, which looks cool. You guys can Google it if you're interested. Million subscribers, you get a gold play button, and I think it's 10 million, you get a diamond, and supposedly at 50 million, you get ruby or something like that, which is cool, right? That gives you something to aim for, and that's something to be proud of if you can get one of those. And not get it like buy it off of Amazon, but actually earn it, right? Now, there's also levels for like the people who aren't as like famous, right? That don't have 100,000 subs. So there's 0, no, it's 1 to 1,000, right? Which basically just means you have access to the creator suite, which is just a set of tools. You can look it up. Anyone can use those, right? Then you've got 1,000 to 10,000, which is the level I'm about to hit. I think that's Opal or something like that. And basically what that means is I'm going to get to access like special events, and if I do live streaming, I've got like emojis and some cool stuff like that, right? Which is great. Like those little perks, like even if I don't use it, just to be like, oh yeah, like there's a status, there's a level that I hit. I like that. I like feeling like I leveled up, and I'm about to, which is very cool. And then after Opal, you get to Bronze, and again, you get more like, you can get access to some of YouTube's like spaces, which is cool because there's one in New York City, which is pretty close to me. So you get access to YouTube spaces. So like I could go down to New York City, sit in one of their spaces, record this. I get professional audio equipment, everything like that, which is cool. But that's 10,000 subs that I need for that. And then you also get access to exclusive events. That's when people come in and talk. Some of them are famous people, some of them aren't. There's some that are like DJs. I think Kygo came in once. Like there's some cool things, right? Casey Neistat, no, he's a good one. Like, you know, famous YouTube people come in and talk. And I used to work for another like somewhat famous tech company. Well, somewhat famous, extremely famous tech company, and you get to meet a lot of movie stars and stuff like that, which was cool. You go to movie premieres and everything like that. They throw you some free tickets. You get to meet the guys who are in it. And it sounds like the creators thing is the same way, right? Again, I'm just a gamer, so like, there's not that much advantage that you guys would get for me getting to 1,000 or 10,000 subs. There's no advantage you guys would get, because if I go in there to use the audio gear, that's great, right? Maybe I can get a little bit better recording, but you guys aren't listening to it because my voice. You aren't listening to this because my voice sounds good. You're listening to it because you want to see someone playing Entropia Universe. You want to just chit chat a bit, not chit chat, but you want something to listen to while you're playing Entropia. Basically, I think the majority of people are listening to what I'm saying rather than what I'm doing. You might switch over if I get a HOF. You got those Entropia sounds going, and you just want to listen to someone playing the game while you play along, you know, and that makes sense. And some of you said every now and then I'll give you guys a tip on playing. I'm getting less and less of that because I don't want to repeat myself. I don't want it to be like me saying every now and then, like, oh yeah, try to mine in a grid, even though I'm not. And then when you're hunting, make sure you keep stepping back. I don't know. It's hard because you run out of tips to give, and this is a pretty simple game. You essentially just run and drop a probe every so often. And that really is it. One thing I did know, just because I see these buildings, I don't like to drop probes too close to buildings. I've done some experiments. I generally find, like, inside of the cities, even if you're allowed to drop, right, and most of them you're not, but if you can find a city or like a teleporter that you can drop near, I don't even know if they might have fixed this, you're generally not going to find anything, right? And part of the reason for that is because they used to have an issue, and I think this is why, where claims would spawn inside of trees, like these things. They had no control over it. And to prevent that, I think when there's a lot of trees, there's probably like less claims spawning, like less area. So if you're in the middle of a city, there's like so little area for these claims to spawn, and you just might not end up with them. And this is all theoretical. Who knows? I don't know what their algorithm is. I'm sure, honestly, at this point, the company's been around for so long, I'm sure there's a lot of people working up with no idea what it is. Because honestly, like, I work in tech, and there's so many times, so many algorithms that, like, and these are major companies, they have no idea how it works. Like, there's literally been companies where I'm just told not to touch something because nobody knows how to fix it. They're just like, see this server here? Don't go into that server, don't access anything for it, don't even look at the stats for it, because we don't know how to fix it. And that goes down, we're gonna lose $1 million a day or something crazy like that, right? And they're just like, we're gonna build a backup system for it at some point, but for now, just don't touch it, and it's gonna run fine. So that's what you do, and usually it does run fine, but I'm sure Entropia has a lot of that. Like, I'm sure a lot of these algorithms, they don't even know exactly how they work. They just have a rough idea, and pray for the best. Last probe here, guys. What do you think? I'm thinking, let's drop it on this purple here. Hope for the best. And if you're listening, there is no advantage whatsoever to dropping it here. Just something to do. Let's stop and drop. Hit that T button so I can get out of here as fast as possible if I don't find anything. Ooh, and we do have something. Not the greatest claim in the world, but it is something. And one thing, another thing to notice, right? So, I took a break from Entropia for 2 months or so. And usually if you take a break, it means when you come back, you're going to get some good loot, you're going to hit some globals, whatever, right? That hasn't happened. This loot 2.0 thing, or whatever it is, I'm not getting the same luck that I used to get after coming back. I don't know if they did away with that whole personal loot pool thing. So there used to be a theory that everybody had like a personal loot pool, and then like sort of a global loot pool, right? Global is in like worldwide, right? Not just global, the amount of loot. And your personal loot pool, if it filled up and you were like inactive, they'd like dump it all on you or whatever, right? It would fill up a little bit slower, but you'd still get money in every day. And then they dump it on you so that you want to stay. You get that adrenaline hit or whatever, the dopamine hit from winning, and you're like, yeah, I like this. I like hitting globals. I like hitting Hoss. Let's put in another $50. And then you lose that money and all's good, right? I'm not seeing that this time. I came back and I'm not getting a big hit, which is odd. It's not what I was expecting. And where are we? This isn't where I wanted to spawn, is it? And there's nowhere for me to go and trade, is there? Oh, great. Alright. I should have thought about this. Let's just jump in a plane real quick, and we'll make our way to an actual teleporter where we can check the value of our loot. Treasure Island, you'd almost expect more from it. You'd expect them to have some teleporters in here, but whatever. It's not a big deal because, frankly, it's a pretty small island, so it's not too hard to find a place that has a teleporter. Some of these LAs are just land areas. That's what LA stands for. They're just in the middle of nowhere. It's like you go out there and there's no one mining there. They're just sort of lying useless pieces of land, very empty pieces of land. It takes forever to get to a teleporter. Or in this case, a TT, which is what a trade terminal is what TT stands for, by the way. I give the abbreviations because I know some of you guys are new, you might not know. Plus, I don't know if these abbreviations still hold true. Those of you who are like, who know what I'm talking about, or those of you who play, if you don't know what an abbreviation is, no one uses this anymore, let me know so I don't seem like an old guy. I'm trying to use a young person lingo. That's why I say woke all the time. I heard that that's something young people do. Alright, got the teleporter here. It's coming for landing. Let's see what we got. Nice little oasis of trees here. That's sort of cool. And for those of you wondering too, these things burn like no oil whatsoever. So this really doesn't, this like flying around in a plane or driving in a car doesn't affect the eco too much. You guys would be surprised. A lot of people think like you burn through a ton of money doing this, and you really don't. Let's pick that up. I always pick it up because if you don't, then it goes to storage, and it's just a pain in the butt because when you need a plane or a car, you're not by storage, and when you're by storage, you're not thinking to get it, and it's just a mess. Alright, so let's figure out how we did. We're looking for 50 PEDs total. What are we going to get? We're about to find out. Let's throw these probes in because those count. And here we go. Up it all in. Come on, 50. 36.59 PEDs. We're looking at a pretty significant loss. So we're looking at about 13, probably 13.5 PEDs of loss with decay and everything like that. And not much of this is high markup, right? Cobalt, not really. Placerium, no. Litarian dust, we're looking at 120%, which isn't too bad. Gaz is 118. Dur is nothing. It used to be a high markup item. Typo is 125, and Force Nexus I think is 105. So we're probably looking at an average markup of like 107 to 110%. If you guys came out here with some amps, you might be able to get a little bit more money out of it, and you wouldn't be profiting usually, I think. But you might be able to get a little bit closer than me, so that might be worth looking into for those of you who know about amping up and have the skills. Anyways, hope you guys liked the video, and as always, until next time, peace.